Asta nu are... Nu e general parte. Și nu poți să... Am luat pe telefon am transmis. Da, aici de la Maria. Da, ce? Eu nu văd cum poate de modelul ai României. Era vidul de Sauf quand ils font presser le nombre de la ça fait la carte. Non, non. Ouais, c'est fermé hein, là-bas. Non, ici aussi. Ouais, ici aussi.
morning, everyone, and welcome at these press statements that follow the meeting Commissioner Hahn just had with Prime Minister of the Republic of Moldova, Maia Sandu. Commissioner, floor.
First, I'm really more than happy and to welcome Maia Sandu in her new capacity as Prime Minister here in Brussels. We had many encounters before this was possible, so I'm really glad to see you here in your new office. And it was good to see that the transition to a new government took place peacefully. I really would like to finally thank everybody who has contributed inside and outside the country to this transition. And already during my visit to Chisinau on the 19th of June, I congratulate the Prime Minister and her government for having worked coherently and constructively throughout the crisis that unfolded in early June, and in including this excellent cooperation. I would also mention the President and his team. I think everybody has really tried to do his and her best in order to guarantee again this peaceful transition. I was pleased to see in the past weeks the strong commitment that Prime Minister Sandu's government has shown to pursue decisively a reform agenda based on our association agreement, and we will have an association council as soon as possible, at the latest at the beginning of autumn, to really relaunch our cooperation. And it was also good to have the opportunity for a frank and constructive exchange on the state of play, the government and also its biggest challenges, and there are a lot of them ahead of your work, and probably there will be some in terms of vacation, unfortunately, I think for the sake of the country and its people. As European Union, we are ready to work with the Moldovan government on the basis of a mutual commitment and respecting the core principles enshrined in our association agreement. It's now time for the Republic of Moldova to look forward. This is what we mainly discussed during our meeting, and we appreciate the Prime Minister's intention to press ahead with the most urgent reforms, including those previously discussed with the European Union. And I'm glad to see especially the focus on depoliticizing and strengthening independence of state institutions, particularly the judiciary, and may I say in general the fight against corruption, which is apparently deeply rooted in a lot of areas and institutions inside Moldova, and it's probably the biggest challenge to be addressed by the government. What counts now is a faithful implementation of the association agreement so that we can see tangible benefits delivered to Moldovan citizens. And I heard Prime Minister Sandu that the European Union is aware of the challenges that her government is facing. Putting the government program into practice will be a difficult task, but the Republic of Moldova can count on the European Union support, both politically and probably now even more important financially, to ensure that sufficient means are available for the implementation of these fundamental reforms. And we are discussing how we can, so say, based on a front load of trust, also provide front loading of money. With this in mind, I confirm to Prime Minister Sandu that substantial EU support and advice can be rapidly mobilized once the conditions are met and the new government delivers to citizens, including on the economy and when it comes to the respect for the rule of law, judicial reform, ensuring media plurality. Finally, we really appreciate, may I say, Maia, that you have paid de facto your first visit. Of course, you have been in Romania, and this is for good reasons, to Brussels to meet many of my colleagues, to meet also President Tusk. You pay also a visit to NATO. I think all this is extremely important to demonstrate the strong orientation of Moldova to the European Union, to the Western Hemisphere, but of course being aware about the geographical location. And finally, what counts is to improve living conditions for your citizens, giving them the opportunity to have decent life opportunities in Moldova and not being forced to migrate in order to earn money which they have to send back. And again, when I was there before the transition, I said in an interview, when we see at TV unaccompanied children or children where only grandparents take care about them, and where many children don't see their parents not only for weeks, months, but years, this is not a situation which is something we can accept in the 21st century inside Europe. And therefore we are all strongly motivated to change things to the better, and any kind of support from our side. Thanks again.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister Sandu.
Commissioner Hahn, allow me to thank you and the European Commission for the unwavering support for Moldova, both in good times but also in bad times. We are grateful to you personally and to the European Union for your principled position, which played a key role in convincing the previous government to live peacefully and not to try to cling on to power through brute force and repression. Moldova today faces a challenging task: to rebuild its democratic institutions and to restore citizens' trust in the state. Our institutions and people's trust in them have been badly damaged by mismanagement, full play, corruption, state sponsoring. We will have three pillars that will face justice. We will defeat a corrupt system which turned Moldova into a grey zone, welcoming to smugglers, driven by revenge. We want to build a future, not seek retribution. We want to bring honest professionals in the executive prosecutor's office that will investigate and not condone crime. We want a justice sector that will function with integrity and public trust. And rebuilding a state is an idealistic exercise. It is a serious sacrifice in the short and medium term for the sake of the greater long-term good. We are determined to show to our citizens that governments can meet democratic standards and respect human rights, that they can be effective and create economic opportunities, and that they can therefore command citizens' respect. My third point is that Moldova's European path and association agreement with the European Union remain the cornerstone of our efforts to build a modern country. The EU gave us several chances to become a European democracy, responsive to the needs and desires of its citizens. We did not fully use these opportunities. Today, we are not asking for advance payments. We are asking to support our democratic transformation. I am here to restore Moldova's fully fledged cooperation with the EU, frozen because of previous corruption and fraud. Today, I want to say to the European Union, my government is committed to implementing far-reaching reforms and building institutions that will work for the citizens. We can succeed only with your support. And one day, Moldova will be ready for Europe. One day, we will knock confidently on EU's door to gain the rightful place in the European family of nations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Commissioner, Prime Minister, this concludes these press statements.